The new Gibraltar in Apex Legends might just be a bit scary. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rainday, and if you're new here, leave a like, subscribe, let me know you're new. That way I know to say hello in the comments below. Today we are going to showcase a little bit more of Apex Legends Season 3. Brand new map, brand new legend buffs, and we're going to talk about my favorite buffs in the new meta so far, but we're also going to say thank you to EA. The Game Changers program invited me plus a lot of other YouTubers and pro streamers to LA for a capture event to get this footage to bring it to you guys an entire day early. So shout out to EA and Respawn for helping it. What I want to talk about, and the reason you've probably clicked on this video, is the Gibraltar buff that has been murmured ever since videos started coming out over the last few hours, but I wanted to officially discuss the buff he has received. However, a bonus thing in this video is that we'll not only be going over that, we'll be going over the Bangalore buff and showing you some gameplay of her in Season 3, as well as the gold shield, which now has a new passive that you are going to go crazy over, and, of course, the big one that I'm excited about, the Hemlock buff that I think you guys are going to love. But first of all, let's get into my experience with the Gibraltar buff. A lot of people have already started to say this is too OP. I don't know if I can say that yet, and honestly, having played it, it feels really good. It is that Gibraltar now has Lifeline's passive. If you don't know what Lifeline's passive is, it means she can heal 25% faster than everyone else. But Gibraltar's passive allows that healing to take place within his shield. The ridiculous aspect about that is that Gibraltar is a very good character. And the fact that he gets extra healing while in this shield, you're going to see makes a big impact. Look at the shield battery and the ability for me to get it back in and get into the fight. Not only am I in a defensive state, I'm also now able to fully recover and pop out as needed. These shield cells, if you can notice, are moving much faster than they usually do, and it makes Gibraltar a highly dangerous character in Season 3. Will this be the end-all be-all? Will this make Gibraltar the king of Kings Canyon? No, because we'll be on the world's edge, but will he even be that good? I think that remains to be seen. I've seen a lot of pros use him well. I haven't seen anyone dominate. I saw no Gibraltars killing the lobby, but that's different when you talk about pro play, everyone hunkering in and, you know, fast healing underneath this shield. Now, one of the bigger questions, I think, is does it have any kind of big glaring needs to be nerfed before Season 3? I'd say absolutely not. I think actually this is going to be something that, again, exposes itself much more in pro play. And you have to wonder, why did Respawn do this? I would imagine that Gibraltar's numbers still weren't that great. Although at a high level he could probably do well in a very coordinated team, I would imagine that his winning rates were still pretty low. That's my big thought as to why buffs like that would happen. We also see nerfs to things like the L-Star, which is kind of odd, right? A slight change. We'll talk about that more in the update notes. But you wonder why those things happen, and usually those are number-based, and so either people are reading it wrong, or of course people just don't have all of the information. I think it's just ladder for us. Gibraltar probably still need a little bit of love, although they've got the fortified bonuses. Caustics, Gibraltars, they've continued to see buffs and quality of life improvements, and you have to assume that they are needed. Respawn has a very smart development team. But it will change, I think, your feeling good nature about Gibraltar. And, you know, this gameplay for me was really fun to record. Unfortunately, in this type of lobby, if you guys have never been to an EA Game Changers event or any event like this, it was kind of hard to prioritize, obviously, any one thing in Season 3. Gibraltar, I got a few games with him. Fortunately, I actually got a win with him, which you're seeing a little bit of. But I think that the biggest part for me was that you want to get crypto, you want to get the new map, you want to see Bloodhound and Bangalore because they've also got buffs. And so it's kind of crazy as to how you have to manage your time. You have a limited amount of games. People are doing things, going to the bathroom, waiting for lobbies to start. You're also, when you get into the game, playing against great players. Like, we're playing against great players who are pros. The guy on my team is actually one of the, you know, top probably 30 players in the world. I mean, him and his team were in Poland competing for $500,000. It is pretty incredible. And so it does make it a little bit more of a decision as to who you play, when you play them, and unfortunately I didn't spend as much time with Gibraltar as I would have liked. Wasn't able to clutch this fight up either, and you can see if you make one quick mistake, teams are going to push you in a very smart way. So let me know what you think about the Gibraltar buff. I'm really excited for it. Now let's talk a little bit about the gold shield. This is actually twofold a conversation for me. One, finally the gold shield has a good passive. It used to have a pretty weak one, which is when you finish somebody, you use that really dangerous finisher that at a high level you can't afford to use. You get your shields back, so it's essentially a free shield battery. Okay, but now it has the fast heal backpack passive. The fast heal backpack passive, I haven't talked about it because I don't know the exact numbers and I haven't gotten confirmation, but it's supposed to do something pretty cool that's also a new component to the season. However, with this gold backpack, with this gold shield, having this fast heal, as you can see right there, even faster than Gibraltar in that shield, it is a very, very cool thing because not only does it, I think, make the gold shield useful over the purple shield, which used to be like, just, do you like gold or do you like purple? Like, that used to be the difference as we destroy Crypto's drone there, which is going to be a huge part, as you see, of the meta of Season 3. But it also allows you to have someone who's shooting you know that you have a fast heal. And I think that was part of the clarity issues, that someone would have a fast heal backpack and you just never know. It could be a Gibraltar in Season 2 or a Bloodhound in Season 2 and have no idea that you're pushing someone with full shields again because they just Phoenix kitted in like 5 seconds. The reason being they had a gold backpack, but there's no visual tell. At least with a gold shield now, you have the visual tell. They've got the fast heal. So I have to be a little bit careful about how I approach them. As you can see, really good in these types of trades, but you also see us playing it cautiously again. And this goes to the fact that we consistently knew every time it would take us a little bit of time to get into a game or we'd be in a lobby. Those players were probably good. Also, we did not want to die with 16 squads left and lose the opportunity to get footage until we could get into another game. There was about 48 people invited to the event. And it was actually really fun. I didn't know who I would play with, but I ended up luckily playing with Jackfrags. I put this clip in there because I think it's funny that Crypto runs with his hands in his pockets, by the way, when you don't have a weapon holster. It's pretty cool, pretty BA. I just wanted to say that. So anyways, I got with Jack and I got with Huskers, and luckily Huskers and I had met in Poland. We had hung out, had dinner, and hung out with some friends, and so he was a cool guy that I had already known. But Jack, first time meeting him, have nothing but positive things to say. If you've watched his video today, you could see me in some of that footage, but if you watch his videos at all, you are supporting a really good guy. He clearly is a pro, he's a veteran. I learned a lot from just talking with him, and he's one of the YouTubers that I really respect and look at his content and say, wow, that's really strong content. So check out Jack if you guys haven't done that. He did a great video today on the topic, and I think you guys should look at it. Now, here's one of the interesting things about it. We're fighting in the circle, and this is like that mine pass that you can see where connects to actually the vault, which has that secret area. Now, one of the things that was funny about this footage is that we go out of the circle, and Jack dies, and we don't know how, because we weren't fighting anybody. So then we see two people, and this is actually Benny Central and Covent, I believe. These guys are playing with each other, and unfortunately about their team, which shows you the dynamics of this event, you just never know. As we get EMP'd in the backside too, so we're like just trying to get out of here. I'm trying to explain it. The drone comes in, hits us with an EMP, destroys half my shields, as you guys know. Dropping some batteries for Huskers because he's the hard carry. We're just trying to survive this dang thing. Jack need to get his banner. Not sure if we can make it, but we'll destroy the drone. As you can see, one shot of the wingman, and that does it. So it's very light, and you want to be careful about how you use it. If you're not sure, check out my crypto video. That gives a lot of tips as to how to use the drone and where to position it. But anyways, Benny and Covent, they only had 2 players consistently, and they had to play with an Apex tester that actually wasn't in the room, so that made their squad a little bit less predictable. Jack and Huskers and I were all sitting next to each other in a row, and we actually ended up fighting a team that I'll talk to you about in just a second over and over again. And I have one really amazing game telling that story that I'll probably put up later on the channel, so stay tuned, comment down below if you guys want to see it. It's a crypto game, so it should be pretty fun. But anyways, we go back to get Jack, and it just feels like there's something going on here, and we see that there's actually still people here. After all that fighting, the gas, the healing, the EMP, the drone killing, the running back, there's still a team here, and a dropship has respawned them. So someone was still back there who had killed Jack, and it was Lulu Lovely. Now, Lulu is a good friend, I think. At this point, we just had, like I said, with Huskers, met her, had dinner, had a lot of fun chatting and hanging with her. She was playing with Steph and Tanner Slays, who I'm sure you guys know. I just killed Tanner right there, who had gotten respawned. So this is a pretty tough situation. He gets back to life thinking it's all good. I think that's Lulu still up there, and we don't get Jack's banner because we are in the middle of the fight. So it's so unfortunate for Jack, man. it was just like, are you guys really causing us this much trouble? And that's kind of like what the lobbies were at the event, to be honest. I'm trying to give you guys behind the scenes because I think it's kind of interesting, right? What are these events like? Pretty much our team ran into 2 other teams all the time, and they would basically give us trouble and we would give them trouble. So each game was kind of like a coin toss of who would rotate better, earlier, be in a good position, a bad position. Now, talking about not only the fast heal shield, but Bangalore, her buff was to her ultimate. Now, her ultimate received just some buffs in damage. I'm not quite sure the numbers. Again, I'll have that in the update overview video that goes up on the channel, and we'll be talking about that shortly, I'm sure, with some Bangalore gameplay to see how it makes an impact. But what's funny is that we end up actually getting Rogue Huskers out of this. He does end up going down to the storm, as you can probably tell right now, the circle. And then, of course, I will get his banner and bring him back. We make it out alive. But again, it just sucks that now all those other streamers and YouTubers trying to get footage, they've lost out and they've got to wait till we all queue up again. So pretty cutthroat dynamic there. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh my God, this freaking squad killed me again. Are you serious? These same guys? Like, you know, we would fight guys who would actually be at our own table all the time, like right across from us. So, you know, got a little heated. And here's actually that ending confrontation that I want to talk to you guys about. What you'll see to the left is actually that open secret area, the closed secret area, the vault, that you need to have that special gold key for that you find from one of those flyers. Knock the flyer off when it is gold, shoot the ball, and hopefully it has a gold vault key, or a red vault key, whatever color it is. We end up trading one squad who somehow was not the squad at the end of that tunnel, and we get like third party. We're like, how was the squad in the middle and us fighting, and the squad on the other end not fighting them? Pretty ridiculous, pretty crazy stuff in my opinion, and I'm not quite sure how that took place. Alright, so the last part of this video is going over a little bit of my favorite weapon buff so far, and trust me, I talked about the hop-ups in my latest video. I'm going to talk more about them in a comprehensive view, but here's some Gibraltar gameplay on not only my favorite hot drop, but with one of my favorite weapons in Season 3, the Hemlock, the brand new Hemlock. I'm going to give you what happened to that weapon and also talk a little bit about Train. Now, Train is probably my favorite drop because it just is so dynamic. It's a moving train throughout the map, as you guys have seen, and not only does it provide some of the most beautiful, most scenic moments in gaming, especially in Battle Royales that I've seen in a long time, but it provides dynamics like this, where you have to get off the train if you want to chase this dude. The train's moving, you're going to let that guy live, you're going to let him respawn, take a balloon, get back to you. But now my teammates aren't with me. I told them I dropped. I don't have enough resources. I'm trying to finish this person off, and unfortunately, they take me down. But Train, just so much fun. You can actually go to the captain's cockpit and stop it. Luckily, though, they end up helping me and finishing off some of these teams that were trying to obviously take my loot and get me out of the game. You're noticing the new wingman changes and those headshot numbers, and of course the fact that it does not have a skull piercer modifier anymore. That's been removed along with disruptor rounds, which is cool. And I think honestly you're seeing some of the numbers. You could still frag. Like, look at this wingman shot coming up in just a second. I mean, the fact that he hits that 102, I mean, in many ways the baseline of this weapon just got a lot better. Even though the high end isn't as good, it's still incredible. What you're seeing here are the double tap receiver and the anvil as well. Double tap trigger and the anvil receiver. The double tap is for the G7 Scout and EVA 8. It allows them to shoot twice. And of course the anvil, it's for the flatline and R301. Makes them single fire and incredibly deadly in that single fire, but also takes more ammo and is a slower shot. Now, what you're witnessing, the final part of this video, is the Gibraltar game where I'm playing with this Hemlock. And we're in, like, the area that a lot of people said looked very, you know, kind of familiar to those tall building structured areas that they've seen. And I think at this point, you know, it felt like one of those fun fighting dynamics where there's this huge center building and everyone can see you. However, you've got a lot of cover on there, and there's a lot of range. And this is a great example of what to expect in Season 3. You'll be sniping quite a bit. And the Hemlock, as you can see, has some pretty decent pop as far as range nowadays. Although you're going to see some smaller shots there, like for 17 onto that purple shield. You're also going to see some big time shots, because guess what? The Hemlock got a damage buff, going up from 18 to, I believe, 22 damage per body shot for the Hemlock. Now, that's a huge amount of damage per bullet, taking up the headshot damage to about 44. And with the rate of fire and the accuracy, although the recoil is a bit stronger, especially when shooting from that range, it is a very good weapon, and something that can, and I think we'll see a lot more utilization over the course of Season 3. Let me know what you guys think. If you're excited about that Hemlock buff, I definitely want to show off a video of that the second I get a chance to. But again, this last kind of fight, it's very precarious, because you got to go all the way up. You got to take either a zip line up there. You got to get up there your own way, as you can see, using the Gibraltar passive to get some fast healing. The biggest thing about this game was I just didn't actually have enough heals, unfortunately, but we're going to throw that ultimate there, which has no changes as well, and just try to zone out some of the members of that team pushing to the left side. You can see 40 damage there. We're actually doing a bit of work for them. Another 40 damage. It seems like they've been knocked. That looks like a knockdown shield. And so this is kind of the final moments of the game. Honestly, guys, let me know what you think about all of these changes. I tried to cover some of the most exciting ones and show you some Gibraltar gameplay, some actual, like, in-the-weeds gameplay, and give you an idea of what it's like to do these capture events, which is pretty dope. It's really fun. I gotta say, the opportunity to do it was really great, and I'm so glad that I did it. And I also think that, you know, you guys have a lot to look forward to for Season 3. I'm going to be covering a ton of it on my channel, so if you're interested, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below, and as always, never give up, never stop gaming. I'll see you guys next time.